Whew. Day of the Doctor. What an ending, I gotta tell you. Now back to what I do best, reviewing comic books. It's weird that some creepy guy in a mask at a haunted carnival was giving away Scooby-Doo Team Up issue 1.
Am I here in time for the Day of the Doctor review?
That was a few days ago. You missed that. Sorry, man.
Oh. So then what are we reviewing today?
Scooby-Doo Team Up.
Oh! Like I love Scooby-Doo! But what's going on here with Batman?
Yeah, apparently he's teaming up with Batman in the weirdest style ever, back in the old 60s. You want to review it with me?
Like, dude, it'll be awesome! There we go. Made it just here and good and safe, huh?
We were just 5 feet away from the couch. We could have just walked.
Yes, we could have. But we wouldn't have been able to use soft screwdrivers.
Yeah, touche. So, due to laws of time through sonic screwdrivers, what did you think of the book?
Okay. As a Scooby-Doo expert myself, I must say that it was kind of mediocre. I mean, you look at it, right? So you got Scooby-Doo, right? Since I'm sure our audience already knows, there was an old Scooby-Doo back in the 60s. There was a new Scooby-Doo movies, right? Mm-hmm. They used to come out, and every week they'd meet up with a new group of people. It was like a 45-minute long thing with commercials made about an hour, so kids would come down, they'd sit and watch, right? So they meet up with the Addams Family, the Harlem Globetrotters, and of course, the most famous one that everyone knows is
Batman.
Exactly.
Batman and Robin.
Exactly. Scooby-Doo meets Batman and Robin. Which, as we know, Casey Kasem, the voice for Shaggy, was also the voice for
Robin.
Right.
So it's kind of hilarious having both their two characters with the same voice just playing in your head.
Exactly. Right. So you're going through it, and it's like Scoob, let's go off and fight the. What is the Man Bat in this one?
Yeah, it's Man Bat, which is weirdly enough kind of strange for me because usually they would. Well, like at first it was strange, but now I think about it, it kind of made much more sense to use Man-Bat rather than Joker or Two-Face or Mr. Freeze, because Man-Bat is more of the monster variety than anything, which would catch the Scooby Gang's attention.
Mm-hmm. Actually, maybe we should summarize it first, and then we'll go into it.
Yeah, we should summarize it. Basically, the Scooby Gang has, basically, I don't know what town they're in. I'm assuming Gotham, but it's never explained. Basically, they've heard there is a bat monster attacking, so they decide, let's solve this mystery, gang.
Mm-hmm. And so, after they hear about this, they go and they run in. They're looking for a bat-like creature. And when they're looking for it, they find an odd silhouette. The regular bum-ba-dum type of... Exactly. Bum-ba-dum type of thing. And they're like, oh my goodness, that must be the creature. Obviously, it's not the creature they were looking for. It is Batman.
With Robin, which now that I think about it, Robin was a dead giveaway. Well, how did no one spot him? He's wearing bright colors.
And his little bat song comes back. If you guys remember, years ago, before Robin started wearing tights, he used to wear a little pair of green underwear.
With fish scales.
Yeah, with fish scales. And, I mean, he's wearing that again. So, for all you ladies out there, I'm sure you're going to be ready for that. Because we know all the ladies are reading Scooby-Doo comic books these days.
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly that.
Anyway.
Women love to read about Scooby-Doo.
Anyway, so generally what ends up happening, the Cape Crusader, or the dynamic duo. Right?
Yeah, because it's more campy, because weirdly enough, they do reference that they've met before, which most kids would assume would be from Batman Brave and the Bold. Actually, it's referring to the Scooby-Doo back from the 60s when they did all those team-ups, because they mentioned, man, we've been teaming with people week after week, because they do mention the Harlem Globetrotters, we're just basketball players.
Exactly.
For a sense.
Yeah, so they meet up with that, and all of a sudden, there are 3 creatures that are showing up. Now, Batman has already mentioned that there's, like you said, the Man-Bat, right? This is the bat creature that everyone's scared of. And so, now, Scooby-Doo and the gang are going off to find the Man-Bat, along with the help of Batman and Robin.
Which, when you think about when they're heading into the mall, it's kind of weird that Scooby Gang are running. What the hell are Batman and Robin just swinging?
Yeah, that's a weird...
What, are they lazy not to use their feet, lazy bastards?
Exactly. I'm like, Batman could probably run faster than those guys, but whatever.
Whatever, indeed.
So they get into the mall, and there are 3 men, or
Men bats.
Yeah, running around.
Which I'm gonna point out here, and they don't look like men bats to me. They look like very shitty werewolf costumes.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have wings. They just have like brown shirts and pants,
And
along with a monster mask.
Yeah.
Which art-wise kind of looks like screams wolf rather than bat.
And so the gang goes off, and within seconds, they're like, obviously these things are people in masks. They pull off the mask, they go, haha, we caught them, right? Maybe should I mention the battle ring, or should we wait till we get that later?
Yeah, mention it anyway, because Batman's Batman. He wouldn't be cool if he didn't do something badass with that Batarang.
One of the only interesting moments is the gang is chasing after the monsters, and within seconds, Batman's like, well, y'all. So it's a Batarang, catches the monsters without worry.
Because he's Batman.
Because he's Batman, exactly. So now he's gone off, and he's caught these guys, and now we're getting into the real thing that Shaggy and Scooby see one more of the Batmen, or men bats, running around, and they go, oh, okay.
Well, apparently it's hungry for fast food.
Yeah, who's in the fast food place.
Which is kind of weird when you think about that, because when man bat be after fresh blood. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm getting too complicated with Batman logic here. Continue.
Yeah. So obviously that's where Shaggy and Scooby would go, and so that makes sense for them. But when they go there, they're about to pull off the mask. Turns out to be the real creature. You ever watch any of those like Scooby-Doo and on Zombie Island or anything like that?
Where the character gets really overconfident because they've done this like a bazillion times, and then shock of all shocks, it's the real deal, and you better get out of Dodge, or well, wacky scenario ensue.
Exactly. And so that takes place, and the guys go off, and they end up being like being flown all the way up, holding on to the man bat.
Which has to be a really big mall when you think about it, because a man bat. He's a flying creature, so I'm more surprised how big the mall is. It must be one of those U.S. malls.
Yeah, it's got to be huge because this thing is like flying up and up and up and up, and it almost gets away from Batman. But because Shaggy and Scooby-Doo are heavy enough to weigh this thing down, Batman catches him and brings out the antidote.
Which is even weirder because they just call it antidote. There's not a name for the serum to cure the man bat serum.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's even weirder for while all that crap is happening, the crooks figure out a way to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, well, everyone's distracted by the real man bat. Let's skedaddle.
Exactly.
And again, Daphne tries the Batarang, and since Daphne's no Batman, only somewhat works.
Yeah.
Doesn't hit her target, but still hits a criminal. Just not the one she was aiming for, which is kind of weird when you think about it.
Oh yeah, we should also mention that Robin is with them too.
Yeah.
While Shaggy, Scooby-Doo, and Batman are fighting the Man Bat, the rest of the gang, the rest of the people we always forget, are busy fighting the criminals we always forget.
I can't believe that Velma or Robin would be forgettable, but oh well.
Fair enough. I just mean like these aren't the main people.
Yeah, no, of course.
So yeah, Batman's there. Oh, actually, let me finish off with the Man Bat. Bats. Yeah, those look like tons. Okay.
They're hard to pronounce because there's more of them.
Yeah, the Men Bat.
Let's call them the Crooks. That way it's less confusing.
That will save us a lot. So the Crooks are running off, right? Running. And like you said, Daphne screws up. Fred and them get a giant skateboard.
Yeah, I'm like, who needs a Batarang when I have my trusty skateboard?
Yeah.
Which is not actually yours. It's just a novelty skateboard that weirdly works as an actual one.
Yeah, they knocked out one guy with a Batarang, one guy's knocked out with a skateboard, and the last guy escapes. And he's like, hee, I finally gotten away from Batman and Robin and those dumb kids and their dog. And he stops outside the mall like an idiot because it's like,
it's a Scooby-Doo villain. They're not exactly the smartest people in the bunch.
Yeah, that's true. Because he's standing out there. Like I always say, it could have easily just been, Batman could have just been like, I guess we lost him. Walked outside and seen this guy in the parking lot and just arrested him. Anyway, obviously at that point, I think it's Robin that catches him.
Yeah, I think it was Robin because Batman is still riding Batman like a horse.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, a flying horse when you think about it.
Yeah.
Oh god, Sorry, horrible image of Batman riding a Pegasus right there. That's just weird.
You see, that's gonna be a painting. Someone's gonna paint that and send that into your show.
Hey, there's already a picture of the Hulk riding a flying unicorn that he calls Scabby. That's
Okay, can we review that next? That's a comic book. Can we review that?
That's actually a cartoon, and maybe one day.
Okay, cool. Let's finish off this.
Yeah, anyway, yeah. Batman, Shaggy, and Scooby will hang on to dear life on Man-Bat, and Batman brings out Antidote, which apparently his gloves were covered in butter because he literally drops the serum, and goes like, "Oh no, we're doomed," and which is weird because you think he would bring more.
I know him and his shark propeller, and he didn't bring an extra antidote. Oh well.
Yeah, his belt has like everything except extra antidote.
Yeah, but you know what? Our savior Scooby-Doo showed up to catch that antidote. Oh,
let it go.
Okay, we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So,
well, forget it. Just a fan cover, folks.
okay, yeah, cool.
We're gonna leave that fan on message. You were saying?
Yeah. Oh, it's a call-in show now.
Hold on.
Okay, so maybe I'll just continue on with that.
Let's continue.
So,
sorry for the interruption.
No worries. So you get to this point now. Scooby-Doo catches the vial filled with antidote, which I couldn't tell if it had a top on it because I thought it would spill. Like it wasn't a vial; it was like a vial, but it was a vial in the shape of like.
Wait a minute! I just realized now that vial had no cork.
Yeah, there was no cork or anything. It's like it should have just all spilled on the ground. It was like flips and turns and just Scooby-Doo catches it, and I'm like.
He catches like when Goku catches an apple in Dragon Ball with his tail.
Yeah, it was messed up. Anyway, Scooby-Doo goes off, gives it to Batman. Batman injects it into the Man-Bat, and the Man-Bat changes back into Kurt Cobain.
I thought it was Kirk Langstrom. That's it.
That's it.
Which, unfortunately, they were still in midair.
Dumbasses. So now they've changed back. No one's flying, and they're gonna collapse, right?
In the words of Lois Lane, if you got me, who's got you? And you get the idea. They follow cartoon style.
All the way down into
the same net that they caught the criminals in.
Yeah. And they all go off, they laugh a bit, they say a couple wacky lines, the criminals are all tied up. Even the Man-Bat is like, wow, I'm really sorry, Batman. I tried really hard to be good, but when I turn into the Man-Bat, I guess I do bad things. And Batman's like, don't worry, man. We still like you. They give him a towel and they send him on his way.
And apparently everything ends on a happy note. Even the crooks who were caught by Fred, thanks to a very good rope story. So now you basically know about the whole issue, which sounds like a one-shot. We're interesting enough. It's actually a mini-series. But the even weirder thing...
Mini-series?
Yeah, it's got to be like 6 issues of basically Scooby-Doo teaming up. So far, mostly with Batman characters.
But,
which even weirder, it's got to be a bi-monthly series.
But I can't wait a whole month for my Scooby-Doo. How am I supposed to know what happens next?
Wait. Fair enough, but again, the comic was very mediocre. I guess the DC was really banking on that the comic was gonna be so epically awesome that people would wait 2 months for it.
Well, you see, I know that as far as it goes for Warner Brothers and their planning, right? They always try to aim for their balance of DC movies. So you know, like how they release like Flash Paradox.
Yes.
And they release their Dark Knight animated ones, right? And then they always plan that alongside their Scooby-Doo. So this was going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
Right? They've been planning this over and over again to do, like, those are the 2 biggest money grabs for Warner Brothers right now.
Yeah.
Animation. Warner Brothers animation.
And animation is Scooby-Doo and superheroes.
Exactly.
And sometimes anything somewhat superhero related that Cartoon Network could ever imagine, like Ben 10 and such and such.
So that's a different...
That's a different topic altogether.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, for them, if they could have, if this had worked like amazingly, and like it wasn't just the two of us reviewing it, if this was like every reviewer around was reviewing it,
or basically we have say Linkara or any respectable comic book reviewer saying like a homeless guy going, "This is the greatest comic book in my life."
Exactly. Wink to Nostalgia Critic. Anyway, don't forget to support our show. So, yeah, if that was the situation, everybody was talking about this, and there was going to be like a live action movie, then Warner Brothers would be sitting pretty.
Yeah, the person behind would be like, "Yes, I'm a freaking genius and I'm rich because the idea." Yeah.
Exactly. Because I mean, right now Warner Brothers' biggest deal, at least in their movie universe, is they can't seem to get it off the ground when it comes to things like their movies. Because since Batman disappeared, right? So well, since Batman ended, let me correct myself.
Yeah.
Man of Steel was good-ish. It didn't make as much money as they wanted it to.
Hey, I enjoyed Man of Steel, and I'm actually really excited having a Superman Batman movie.
Yeah, that's going to be
But that's not what we're talking about right now, before we get off topic here.
Yeah, I'm just saying crossovers, right? Because, yeah, I'm going to lead into the fact that there is going to be the Superman Batman one, right?
Oh, okay.
And I'm just saying that if Scooby-Doo had worked, they would have milked that like it was tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, it's already planned, right? There's still going to be those 6 issues, like you said.
Yeah. Although I think that because hey, it's Batman, he can like Spider-Man from Marvel, he can team up with anybody.
Exactly.
Although for here, like it was mediocre because if like I think it was mostly aimed for the older fans rather than the newer fans. Because yes, this is made for children because this is part of their because if you look at the back of the comic, it shows like stuff like comics they're making for what's called DC Kids. But like this is mostly aimed for the older fans because they do like a very very brief reference that they had met before.
Yeah.
Which would in the famous 1960s Scooby-Doo meets Batman and Robin, which was very long and a little confusing at times. But other than that,
yeah.
Like here, this is more like for older comic fans. This is actually a nice tip-off for the nostalgic, for like a nostalgic reel for the old like Silver Age in a sense, where Batman and Robin would say goofy lines, and Batman would smile half the time, which current Batman fans would freak out and go, "Why is he smiling? He's supposed to be brooding."
Like, I'm totally with you, because our image of Batman now is dark and grim, and I'm Batman. And where's Rachel? And all that other stuff.
And doesn't wear underwear outside of his clothes anymore.
Yeah.
Which I have to point out, 75 years. 75 years to figure out the underwear should go inside the clothes, not out.
Yeah. Superman had the same thing too.
True.
But I mean, yeah, exactly. Robin's big old legs showing all over the place, like he's gonna try to get a ride with the trucker.
I do. Oh God. No, I do like the fact that he makes his own joke where Fred says a holy line like holy bank robbery, like, and Rob's like, "Please don't say that. It's demeanor." Like, wow, really?
Yeah.
I'm the guy who gives who's the king of holyisms.
Exactly. Like the Pope. Anyway. But yeah,
Dick Grayson is the Pope of the DC universe.
Exactly, he's making everything holy, and I mean, it's just like back to the like my general opinion of this, because I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan. Right? I've watched all the Scooby-Doos since the original Scooby-Doo Where Are You and so on and so forth. Right?
Like they used to play on Teletoon, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. That type of stuff. I watched the puppy named Scooby-Doo. Man, I watched mother flipping the Scooby-Doo, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue, which in my opinion is the worst, right?
Oh God, I tried watching 5 minutes, couldn't even make it past 1.
Okay, it's like, and then reading through all that, like finally getting through this comic.
You went through the good and bad of Scooby-Doo.
Exactly, generally, right? And so I get to this point reading this comic, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a chance. And it's corny, okay? Scooby-Doo works when it's stupid. That's the point of Scooby-Doo.
Hey, there always comes a time where, basically, for comic fans, you're always up for something like corny as hell.
Yeah.
Hence, hell, Scooby-Doo will always be corny as hell, and it works that way. And Batman used to be corny as hell, but now it's gotten more dark and brooding.
Yeah, it's like Scooby-Doo's gotten a little darker too with the new Scooby-Doo series. But it's like,
which ended with everyone dying. Spoilers, but yeah, it's just.
I was just spoilers first, but yes.
Okay, fair enough. But like, yeah, saying that, watch the last 2 episodes of Mystery Incorporated.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo gets dark.
You thought like such animes like Evangelion or Madoka Magica was dark as hell. Yeah, North American animation can get just as dark.
Yeah.
To my utter disbelief.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like when you get to things like that, when you go through Scooby-Doo and you're like, Scooby-Doo could have been dark. I thought they were going to take Mystery Inc. Scooby-Doo, like the dark stuff, and mix it with Batman. I was like, yeah, that could work. Because that could work with modern Batman. Like you already mentioned, kids today are
and they made fun of Batman with that episode of Blue Falcon, which that would actually made sense a bit.
Exactly. It's like I said, like you mentioned, kids are used to dark Batman, not just Brave and the Bold.
You know, Brave and the Bold recently just ended, but I think kids will get used to that.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm not all that prepared. This is my opinion. Not all that prepared to show dark, brooding things to a 7-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, if you want to go ahead and read the comic book, I suggest take a look at it. Take it with a grain of salt, because it's not the best thing, but it's good to have it. Right?
Yeah, it's good to have around if you're missing that old like Silver Age 1960s feel.
Mm-hmm. Very much Super Friends. That's what you're missing.
It's like you just hear Batman I miss my Goofy and I need to have my fix.
Exactly. I mean, because hey, you can only have so much dark before you want a little bit of light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, hey, Batman fans, I'm with you. Okay, I love my Christopher Nolan and all that awesome stuff for the Dark Knight.
Except the third movie, but that's a whole other debate entirely.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one later. But I mean, yeah, we enjoy that type of stuff. But it's good to have a little bit of wackiness here and there.
Especially when you're teaming up with Scooby-Doo.
Exactly. I don't know how we wrap up the show. What do you think?
Well, basically, if you are interested in light, campy goofiness that is Scooby-Doo and what Batman used to be, and you also, if you miss the old costumes that Batman and Robin used to wear, then yeah, I would recommend buying this just for nostalgic feel at best. But other than that, yeah, it's an okay if mediocre.
Yeah, if you can find it for cheaper than the actual price on it, go for it.
$2.99 it's not that bad actually. But yeah, I would probably go cheaper.
You can buy some chocolate bars, enjoy your Scooby-Doo, but yeah. Enjoy the book if you go ahead and read it. If not, signing off.
Yeah. I'm Ian. This is my friend Kendall, and we will see you in the next video.